Noisy ass gate. Clearly. Testing. Okay. Welcome to Elder Scrolls Online. Covenant with Sephiroth TX, Joshua Winters. Again, self-plug, if you haven't checked it out, I have a new book out, Bite of the Ancient, second book in the Bite series. Gotta go check it out. Werewolf book, we're playing Werewolf today, so if you like werewolves, quit wolfing about, and get to reading about werewolves. We're back in Covenant, which means we are currently in Kanzazet of the Alkar Desert in this area. Really close. Oh no, we're north of that. Oh, so that's where we are. Technically, in our other game, we're over here in Malvoltor, which is south of the Gold Coast. We're across on the old Gold Coast where we are. So we're quite far away, which means for that invasion, if it's an invasion, they probably came from this edge right here. Used Bane and came over to Malvoltor. Thought they went along the Gold Coast. Good to set for there. Our missions, if we choose to seek it, is unknown. Let's see. Frickin' Cheryl. Cottons. Okay, so Kanzanet Fiends. Kanzanet is a small settlement in the desert of here is having harpy troubles. After talking to several people around Kanzanet, the problem still is not clear to me. Either the harpies are just a nuisance, or mercenaries are extorting the citizens. I should ask the town magistrate for the issues. That's right. We came in here last time after wandering about and seeing some historical stuff, and we learned that harpies. This is what the noise of those birds are. It's fun harpies. Hello.
The harpies are much bolder. We need more coin for supplies and the like.
I've heard disturbing rumors about your methods.
Have you heard about the travelers stirring up trouble in town? And look who's here. Keep your opinions about our work to yourself.
Fuck you, bitch.
A desperate man turns his back on wisdom. Better to unleash a pack of rabid hounds than for our magistrate to welcome into town cutthroats like the Gold Coast mercenaries. Dogs and son of dogs, all of them.
Dealing with the harpies as fast as we can, I assure you. Now please address any specific complaints to one of the guardsmen.
What was that all about?
Nothing. I have things under control. Got a reliable group to protect the town until we're self-sufficient again. And please, don't say anything to Danine. She can get upset when the end of her tenure is brought up.
Who's Danine?
She's the leader of the Gold Coast mercenary troop. I hired them to make up for our shoddy defenses when the harpies attacked. They get the job done, and that's about as much as I'll say.
I'd be willing to help. Oh wait, what happened to your guards?
Death and attrition. The two greatest enemies. Our guards either fell to the withered hand, or one of the other perils of being a guardsman. It's my responsibility to keep this town safe, so I look to other sources.
I'd be willing to help.
Danine doesn't like competition, and I'm certainly not going to endanger our business arrangement. If I were you, I would keep my stay here brief. Now, if that's all, I'm sure you can see yourself out.
Father, you need to know what's going on out there.
Who is this?
Someone come to help?
Enough. I have no patience for your theories.
Fine.
Shoe bugs.
If you want the truth, come talk to me. Meet me at my house. It's at the edge of town, past the smithy. I'll tell you everything I know.
So if you remember, as a Khajiit,
I hope.
we've had to kill a bunch of Red Guards lately. Red Guards are our friend over here in the Covenant. So I was asked, real quick over here, to explain races in Tamriel, where they come from. So let's go find somewhere where a fucking gate isn't exploding in our ear every 5 seconds. Holy cow. The hell is our house? So the races of the Tamriel are interesting, at the very least.
It's not safe to talk in the streets. Now I can speak openly.
In a minute. Oh, yeah, I can sit. Oh, I can sit on the thing that's not a seat. So races come from different things. We'll hit them as they hit Tamriel. The first known race to hit Tamriel that wasn't here were the Aldmer, the Old Elves. The Altmer, the Balsmer, the Dunmer, the Orcs did not exist at that time. It is debatable whether the Dwarves did, something the Dwarves came a little bit later, something they may have already existed here. The first known race to hit was the Aldmer. The Aldmer were the Old Elves. The Aldmer hit what's now known as Somerset Isles. The ones that stayed there in the pretty lands of Somerset Isles. Well, Aldmer came from a place that was very highly civilized. Some rumors say that the Aldmerian home was just one giant city overtaking the entire continent, which would be not very healthy for a city, I guess, unless they had like parks and could industrialize their magic to make good environments. But it was supposed to be a place where they were happy. The Aldmer had to leave due to some catastrophe we're still not 100% sure of. It'd be interesting to see that part of the history up close one day. They had to come to Tamriel. They hit the Somerset Isles first. The ones that stayed in the Somerset Isles evolved very little. They became the Altmer. That's why they're so close to the name the Aldmer. Aldmer are the Old Elves. Altmer are the High Elves. Mer means elf in Tamriel. In Elven language, at least. Some of the elves did split off. The first elves to split off either came from the Aldmer at landing, before landing, or came over an expedition prior to all of this. These became the Dwemer. The Dwemer kind of made home in the hills and mountains of... there's a player behind me twisting around. In the hills and mountains of Morrowind, mostly. A little bit in Skyrim, mostly Morrowind. They made underground cities and became mostly miners, and they forebode the idea of gods to focus on science and the science behind magic and science behind science. They created steam machines, electronics, robots, wearable suits, mechs, technically. They created mechs. Yes, they did, Bear. And they became the Dwemer, or the Deep Elves, also known as the Dwarves. So, as theories go, they are not small, they were just really, really muscular. We're not sure why they were called dwarves, unless dwarves do something here. Because the only short elves there are the Bosmer. Anyway, after the... Well, yeah, we'll leave that there. Well, no, actually, we'll go through each race's things. So Altmer didn't do much. They didn't change. The dwarves remained the same for a while. When the rest of the elves spread around, they had a little falling out with the other elves that came near them, as well as the humans. And they ended up trying to use their science to make themselves some of the gods. If that sounds familiar, after the dwarves fell, their technology was used to make 3 gods of Morrowind, which you've seen before in other places. If you've seen any of certain other video games, like Morrowind. The living gods, the tribunal. Anyway, they found a thing called Lorkhan's heart. Lorkhan was a god, the god of creation, the god that decided to take and make Nirn. There's some theories about what happened to Lorkhan. Some say that he wanted the gods to make Nirn so he could strip them of the power and become the one true god. Some say that he was just willing to sacrifice himself to make Nirn and the other ones with him. And either way, some of the gods didn't like the fact that he was screwing with them. He ended up being destroyed, and his heart thrown into Morrowind's area. They found the heart of a god, and used it to power a machine. And when they did, the dwarves vanished. Every single dwarf vanished. We've never seen a live dwarf in any Elder Scrolls, as far as I know. We've seen one live Aldmer now in this game, And that was about, but no dwarves. Dwarves are just a missing, almost mythological species. We only know the dwarves are around because we see the ruins and what they've accomplished. The dwarves were also known for fucking up the smaller race known as the snow elves and turning them to what is known as the Falmer. We'll get to that in a minute. So if we come from the Altmer, the ones that didn't stay on the island, they went to several different places. The ones that went to the woods of the Bellingwood became hunters and grew a new religion around nature and stuff like that. And they became fast, agile, and shorter than the rest of the elves. They became Bosmer. They're a little darker skinned than the rest of the elves, lost their colder tone, like to root around the mud, respect the plants. You've met the Bosmer. The ones that made it up north towards Skyrim became the Snow Elves. And I honestly can't remember what the Snow Elves' original names are, unless they're actually the Falmer, because that still means elves. I don't remember what the Snow Elves' elven name is. But they were light-skinned, really pale-skinned elves that lived amongst the snow, alongside the Nords, and then sometimes warring with the Nords. Nothing really happened to the Bosmer, or some still had the Bosmer, but they're still as they were when they evolved. Snow Elves not so lucky. They got in a fight with the Nords. They drew the Nords out. The Nords' last remaining commander, Ysmgir, or however you pronounce that name, went back up to where the humans came from, which we'll get to in a minute, came back, destroyed the Snow Elves with an army, drove all of them underground into the arms of the Dwemer. The Dwemer, still around at that time, then enslaved the Snow Elves. Despite being a cousin elf family, they had no love for their elf cousins. The Snow Elves were then tortured and experimented on and turned into what is known as, I think they're called the Falmer now, the weird tribal blind creatures found in the caves in Skyrim and northern areas like that. The cub caught a butterfly. That's cute. I lost my track of the cat and she distracted me. And that's pretty much the end of the Snow Elves, or Falmer, however you call them. Some of the for some reason the elves completely migrated around these swamps and elsewhere, mostly leaving that there because they still had a population of beast race, which we'll get to in a minute. Some migrated either around that area or up around north, or made it past where the Snow Elves were somehow, and made it back into Morrowind long after the Dwemer came there. Those evolved a little. They saw the golden skin. Their skin were said to become even more gold than the High Elves had, and those became the Chimera. Not sure what Chimera means technically, but they lived in Morrowind for the longest time. Then they did something to piss off Daedra. I want to say they pissed off Azora, the one they worship. I don't remember the exact story off the top of my head, but they pissed off Daedra, maybe Azora, and they were all cursed. The curse took away their golden skin, turned them into ashen gray blue skin creatures, aka the Dunmer, or Dark Elves. The Dark Elves are the direct mutation of Chimera using Daedric magic. Some of the Elven went into the Hammerfell and Skyrim area, and I don't area around that area and over here as well. I don't remember their names. Mostly Hammerfell area before it was called Hammerfell, because the hammer hadn't fell there yet, I don't think. And they became a race I don't remember the name of. They were just elves, and they began to follow a Daedra, or no, I think he was a god. He was either a Daedra or a god. Can't remember. Anyway, this Daedra god was attacked and defeated by another Daedra, maybe Boetha. I don't remember again. It's been a while since I read some of this lore. And then that god was excreted out, aka shit out, as Malakath, the god of the orcs. In a curse that only could be performed by Daedra, Malakath's changed all the elves from their pretty elven states into orcs. The orcs are the Osmer. I don't know what that stands for. We just call them orcs. They used to be regular elves. And then I think I covered all the other main elves. So the lastly but not least, a group of elves made it to the Center Isle. They, like the Altmer, evolved very little. They are still all like the Altmer. And they lived around this Siluric-like area plains prior to it being called Cyrodiil, because Cyrodiil is named after a human. And, I'm going to move about here and just sit back down so we don't get kicked. Anyway, they became the aliens. It isn't clear to me. It's never getting clear to me why they don't have the names Mir after them, like they dropped the Elven name. The aliens began to create an empire. They became the strongest, largest empire of elves that we've ever seen, even stronger than any of the elves nowadays. And they became the first technical empire of Tamriel, although they didn't quite have everybody under hill. They were best known for creating giant stone cities and giant underground stone cities. Sort of like the Dwemer, but with less steam and hard work. They're also best known for being slavers. They're definitely not the only slaver elves, looking at the Dwemer. But they're known for being bad slavers. Like, it's not supposed to get there. They slaved everybody, especially the beast race and the humans. The aliens faced their extinction at the hands of a slave rebellion, where most of them were erased in a war, led by Elysia. The rest of them were, for a while, kept as the ones that turned on the older aliens, were kept around as kings, and they were cast out by later leaders, and they either just died off or mated into other elves and faded into history. The last alien we actually met in the middle of our main storyline here with our Dark Elf mage. He was trapped in Oblivion or something for a while and kept alive, and he was the last of, or is the last of the Ulmer, or technically aliens. Ulmer by then were pretty much gone. They had all been changed into other things. But aliens, aside from that one, I don't exist anymore. The other races are men and beasts. Now, men have two parts to come from. A good chunk of men are all descendants. Everybody but the Red Guards, pretty much, are descendants from Nords. What happened is, from a northern realm, a really cold island from the north of Tamriel, somewhere, men adventurers came down and found Tamriel. Tamriel then started getting people coming in. Either they were dumped there, either the original continent dumped them there as trash and thieves, sort of like how America, Australia, and England were created. And then other adventurers and other things came over. The ones that stayed in Skyrim were the most like the original Northerners, and they would be called the Nords. The ones that moved over to Hammerfell actually mostly mated with one of the elves. We're not sure which elves. Maybe the ones that became the Orc, we're not sure. And they, the elven-human mix, became the Bretons. Bretons. From the British. I mean, what? The humans that kind of lived in the central area that became Cyrodiil were known as Imperials. Think of them as more or less the Americans. The humans that... Was that it? Am I missing any humans? I feel like I'm missing a human. I can't think I'm missing a human other than the Red Guards. I guess it's not important. So the other race that came through were the Red Guards. They weren't always Red Guards. Red Guards, unlike the other things, didn't come from the Nords. They came from an island to the east, I believe. Way to the east. Somewhere over here. Let's see, up here, somewhere up here is where the humans came from, most of them. Somewhere over here, somewhere down here is where the elves came from. Somewhere over here is where the Red Guards' ancestors came from. They weren't called the Red Guards at the time. They came around the Alakir Desert, Hammerfell area, started living. They were huge warriors, sword singers, stuff like that. They ended up fighting with the local elves and whatnot, and humans and whatnot over time, and invasions and kind of watering down the race with other races that were here, usually probably the Bretons, they became the Red Guards. And they had to live here because apparently their island also faced some kind of catastrophe. I think their entire continent was sunk into the ocean by someone, by something. So the other humans, the ones that came from Nordic areas, are only humans that came here not out of necessity. Okay. Oh, wait. I forgot the most important race. And then we have the beast race. Now, prior to all of that, there were many beast race on Tamriel. They made up the populace of intelligent creatures. The Minotaur, of course, Khajiit and Argonian, a dog people, a bird people species, and those are the ones I can think of the name. There were others too. There are also offshoots of, like, Argonians and whatnot, if I remember correctly. And they were the primary race, but they were never really an imperial race as far as you know. They lived in tribes and did their own things. Of course, Khajiit stuck around elsewhere, where they did tribal councils and trade stocks and whatnot. The Argonians stuck in the Black Marsh area where they're the most comfortable. Everybody kind of stuck in their own places. I couldn't tell you where the other beast races were off the top of my head. Between plagues and disasters and the invasion of elves and humans, every single race was killed off, aside from the Minotaurs, as far as I'm aware. Of course, there's the snake race, but they're actually foreign, and we weren't even getting to them in our main race. But the Minotaurs, the Argonians, and the Khajiit. Thank goodness for the Khajiit. The Minotaurs slowly began to dissipate in intelligence. By this time, they're becoming more bestial, but they still wear clothes. They're still tribes. Prior to this era, they were more intelligent. They even had one Minotaur fight alongside Lessa. One was even a king once. One was an emperor of the Empire, Azure Empire, for a while. But one of the racist imperial leaders, this is probably the same one that drove out the elves, I don't remember, ended up driving out the Minotaurs. The Minotaurs had to go back to living in tribes and eventually began to regress. At this time, they're more bestial. They still wear tribal stuff and do tribal things. They don't speak the main tongue anymore. They're aggressive and they will attack us. By the time Oblivion rolls around, they're basically not wearing anything and are just mindlessly aggressive animals. Why did I move? We're not done yet. The Argonians were the lizard people from what we call Black Marsh now. They were always sort of a sneaky, shadowy group of creatures, always in the dark, always really good at assassination and whatnot. It's how they protected themselves. They were never huge in joining the Empire, but they were huge on being enslaved by Morrowind. A lot of Argonians were enslaved by Morrowind, a lot of them. So when the Empire came over and was like, hey, slaves aren't cool, stop that, a lot of Argonians came over to the Empire to seek protection from slavery, while Morrowind was kind of slow to shut down as slave. Yeah, so I believe there's still a slave trade going on. Hell, I think in Oblivion they're still technically just officially closing down the slave trade, and it's not fully. Of course, by Skyrim, they're fucked. The Dark Elves are really, really fucked. And of course, they're not going to have a slave trade if there's no Morrowind. Let's see here. Oh, yes, the Khajiit. The Argonians really haven't changed too much, other than adopting some Imperial stuff. The Khajiit have changed even less. Khajiit are an interesting race. They're a race of cat people, but they look completely different depending on what moon they're born after. They're also my favorite race. The Khajiits, depending on the race, on the moon, can look like humans. Humans with tail and a bit of fur. Full-on bipedal cat creatures of different varying sizes, from tigers to lions to lynxes. Just a handful. There's also small house cat Khajiit, which are able to speak sometimes, and then the cinch Khajiit, which look like cinch tigers and usually can't speak. In fact, I believe... Oh, I'm inside. The bad boy I was riding around on in some games is definitely a Khajiit. Khajiit are most known as being nomads and hagglers. They like to sell wares. They are sneaky too and acrobatic. The Khajiit were not too harshly enslaved. The Khajiit have a very confusing history where, a very kind of dark history. So, after all the elf stuff, the Sloan invasion came and they did that whole thing where they released a plague on the land. There was not one race hit harder than the Khajiit. The Khajiit had like no immunities to this. They were decimated. Other than the Khajiit having some inner turmoil, that was the worst thing that ever happened to them. The High Elves actually did a lot to help them, sending over mages and whatnot, right to them. They felt that they owed the High Elves. Then, sometime between now, I don't think it happens before this. I think sometime either now, before now in Oblivion or between Oblivion and Skyrim. I think it's now in Oblivion. I can't remember. There's a section of history where the moons just disappear. As you know, the Khajiit's race and history and culture and religion was basically worshipping the moons. That is a tragedy. How are you gonna have babies if there are no moons? I don't know, like moonless babies, so whatever that looks like. And then, but the moons then came back. While we aren't sure what made them disappear and come back, maybe some Daedric stuff, the High Elves took credit for the moons coming back. It wasn't the first time, it wouldn't be the last time they took credit for something they had nothing to do with. With that credit, the Khajiit pretty much worshipped the High Elves. Okay, let's talk to this lady.
Be at ease. The mercenaries dare not enter my home uninvited. I watched you long before you spoke to my father, Magistrate Andrin At-Lahil. You spoke to people in town and listened to their answers. Are you actually interested in helping?
What's going on in this town?
The Gold Coast mercenaries, our supposed saviors from the Harpies, are our problem. They extort and steal from the good people here. And what's more, they've done nothing but make our Harpy issues worse.
How the mercenaries make things worse.
Since Danim and her friends arrived, the Harpies are angry with the town. They're usually nothing more than flying rats. The Harpies can attack, yes, but only when provoked. And I know the mercenaries are the ones who've provoked them.
The ones I met elsewhere in the island can have to ruse were a bunch of assholes, but okay. How can you stop the Harpies?
The mercenaries hid Harpy eggs around Kozenset. Naturally, the Harpies want the eggs back. That's the root of the town's Harpy trouble. We must find and return their eggs so one problem's solved. But first, follow me upstairs.
I'm not that kind of orc, man. Or maybe I am. But I'm too big a girl for you to handle. I'll crush your little body. Yeah, she's a red guard. She can take it. Rat.
Go and see for yourself. Keep your weapon sheathed, if you please.
Huh?
Don't be frightened. This is a friend. The Harpies are not our enemies. Will you help me convince the others?
It is so weird to have an animal look so human. Harpies in other books of mythology are at least sentient. These ones aren't, which is really weird considering how human they are. Beast race, I'm assuming?
I rescued her from them. The mercenaries killed her mother and the other chicks in her brood.
Oh, she's a baby,
This creature had done no wrong, yet they would kill her to be paid for her feathers. I couldn't stand by and let that happen. Could you?
Is that why you want to rescue the eggs?
It's the right thing to do. For us and them. I'll be waiting in the town square for you if you're willing. What do you say?
All right, I'll help you.
Thank you. I can't do this on my own, and my father won't listen to me until I have proof. I don't think the eggs will be proof enough, but at least they will be safe.
How long have you been hiding a harpy in your balcony?
She comes and goes as she pleases. This is a wild creature, after all. I do not even name her, for she isn't mine.
But would she attack the town?
Once their eggs are back in their eyries, the harpies won't attack Kozenset. And then we can deal with those mercenaries.
What will I do with
Bring
the
me the
eggs?
eggs. I'll wait for you by the town's well. Even though it's in the open, many people exchange goods there, so it won't look suspicious.
I'll locate the sonar eggs and bring them back. Here. What high? I heard a shit about us talking about prices. Ow. Okay. There's supposed to be an easy way to find out how to get them?
Wayfarer, would you be wise in the ways of the desert? Hearken to what I have to tell you.
Very well, you have my attention.
The desert can be cruel and unrelenting. A wise traveler knows where he can find shade and cool during the heat of the day.
Plenty of shade here.
Ah, but if you were in the open desert, it would not be so. When I cross the wastes, I always keep in mind the nearest refuge from the sun.
Give me an example.
There's a mine I often use because...
Whoops, I didn't mean to cut him off. Am I supposed to be knowing where the friggin' Harveys are? Did I miss something in this? This is, rooftops of houses. So I just head to a house's rooftop and go into it? Okay. Oh, this is a house. It's not in the circle though. Oh, they're gonna attack me? Huh? I am highly confused. They don't expect me to get all the way up, do they? Escape.
I have to be honest with you, Faraj. It's not what I wanted to hear. So it's either the money or your teeth. I'll give you a minute to decide which.
Can I get up on top of the mage's shield here without being a mage? Do y'all have a way up? How do y'all get upstairs? Wait, horse duty. There has to be somebody upstairs. Well, I got this at least. Where are the goddamn hell things? I am really confused. Has anybody seen any, oh. I feel like this is not what I'm supposed to do, but if I can get it to work, nope. Ow.
What is it?
Stop being a dick. So, Fighters Guild territory. I am a Fighter Guild member. I do some of their missions sometimes.
Hail and welcome, comrade. Shake off the sand and relax a moment. I'd say you've earned the rest.
Anything I need to sell? I could sell this shit, not deal with that, you know? Somehow you use them. Sell those, if I remember correctly. Are you serious? There must be like another way upstairs like the other ones. Oh, hello. Tell me what I can and can't do. I played enough Elder Scrolls and know how to cheese their shit. Ah. Thoroughly cheesed. Ha, not cheesed enough. Quite possible.
Rare for General Thota to offer word of praise, but he speaks highly of you.
Good for General Boda. How'd I get upstairs, you dicks?
I just need a coin or two.
Excuse me, monkey. Well, that's not very high up. These harpies are blind as frick. Figure out how to get up there. There has to be a stairway or a path up.
Well?
There's a door up here. There, but it's one where that door leads. Okay, screw it.
Born to fend the land for all. Rise, rise to freedom, rise, arise, ye Breton sons and daughters, ride, ride to freedom.
Aha. These are the worst sim eggs ever. These harpies are not the smartest creatures. Cabinet guard, okay.
You're quite light on your feet. Let me see the eggs.
I'm a fat orc in heavy armor who is also a werewolf. I'm not sure I'm light on my feet, whatever.
Thank you for doing this. I'm sure not all of the eggs survived, but the least we can do is return them to the Harpies. I don't have proof, but I know it was the mercenaries that did this. Who else could be so cruel?
Do you know where?
Hold a moment. Someone's coming.
Goodbye.
Go back to selling trinkets, leisure. You do your job and we'll do ours.
You hid those eggs on purpose, didn't you?
Say no more, child. We haven't time for troublemakers.
They're up to something.
Whoops.
They must be. We have to find out what they're doing. The mercenaries go in and out of the warehouse next to my home. There's got to be a reason. Why don't you go there and find out what they're doing?
What am I looking for?
One of them will let slip what their game is. Hide somewhere and listen to their chatter. I'll take these eggs back to my house for now. We can go to the Eyrie later to put them back.
Really heavy.
This is getting tiresome. I almost preferred the Harpies.
Harpies are the least of your problems if you don't pay up.
We've got your gold. No need to make threats.
Let's see it then. Better not have shorted me.
It's all there. We don't want to end up like the others.
Good. I'll be back next week. Prices might be going up.
Come on, Udamaji. Merciful Ruka, how long must we put up with these thieves?
Until I start stabbing them, I'm sure. The cleric lady to the rescue.
You look like a wise walker to Kunzun. Not like these unclawed Red Guards. They spit on the Spandari's goods and wares. But you know better. You know quality. Only the best from Kunzun.
I'm done with this sarcasm.
I hope you're not bringing more trouble.
You are the responsible one. I told her not to trust those creatures, and now look what's happened.
What's happened?
My daughter was stolen away by the Harpies. She and several other people from Kozinset. Their blood is on your hands. Deneen told me about your meddling.
Are the mercenaries looking for Leisure?
Not yet. They say they must prepare for another raid by the Harpies before they send anyone out on the sands. It's only right that you find my daughter, since you helped her get into this mess.
Where would the Harpies have taken their victims?
Outside town, on the hillside, where they keep their eyries. feeding our people to their young, no doubt. And you instigated this attack.
Should I stab him? Thought he was sitting on a wall. Hey, it's in there for a minute. Shall we go see what's being made of this? Is there an easy way up here? Oh, I guess not. Some fun of this stuff here. Well, I had to do absolutely no work, but I'll still get the chest. Ow, my ears. Holy cow. Oh, am I not going to get the chest because I wasn't here? Lame. The chest is not here because I didn't do any of the work. Boo. There's the bag. Okay, back to what we're doing. Are you serious? Did it really do what I think it did? Ah, I'm in the right place. Okay, there we go. Dead villager in the sand. I'm looking to go up here. Is that what I'm looking for? Seems that way. Well, that's a harpy alcove if I've ever seen one. There's a villager there. I'm gonna check this. It's not inside where I'm supposed to be traveling, but it's got harpies around it, and a horse, and a dead person.
You're alive. I thought they might have taken you, too.
Are you hurt?
Some. The mercenaries decided I was worth more dead than alive. They threw me out with a few others, beaten and bound. That's when the jackals came. Thanks to the harpies, I didn't end up like the others.
The harpies helped you.
Well, This one did, and she brought some of her friends. They chased away
Whoops,
the
I
jackals
just
and brought me
killed
to
two
shelter.
people. Two of them.
We must stop the mercenaries before any more innocents die, whether harpies or villagers.
Then let's go back to Crimson Set and confront them.
We don't need any more bloodshed. If there's a way we can end this without fighting, we must. I have an idea. Find my father. Ask that harpy out there to get you to town. I'll be behind you.
Hello, pretty bird woman. You're gonna eat me. Leisha Title said you could take me back to town. There you go, you can take me. Oh, just portal, okay. Thought she was gonna grab me and fly me. Ah. Wow. That's funny. I wasn't expecting that.
You're here! Did you find my daughter?
She's safe. The mercenaries were the ones who kidnapped her.
What? That's ridiculous. Why would they want to abduct the very people I'm paying them to protect?
You can ask Leia yourself if you don't believe me.
I will. Where is she? Is that her over there?
What nerve! Running your mouth right in front of me.
You've disgraced our town long enough.
Ugh! A rotten egg? Don't think this is over, child.
Gather everyone who will stand with us to drive these bad eggs out of town. Father, the dead can't offer their forgiveness, but I can. Stand with us.
That's the one Leisure said to wait for. Let's go!
Okay. Covenant guards, you could do something to help.
About time we ran these charlatans out of our town.
Been a while since we heard from you, sweetheart. We started thinking you might have run off. But you wouldn't do that, would you?
Oh, no, I wouldn't think of doing that. We are all friends here.
Leisure said you'd come. Let's head to the guardhouse.
Okay.
The harpies are congregated around this building. Looks like the mercenaries took something every bit as valuable as the harpies' eggs.
What do you think it is?
I've no idea, but we need to restore goodwill with our flying neighbors. Even my father is in there to negotiate the mercenaries' departure. They should be out soon. The villagers, I mean. They want to cast Danim from the town themselves.
And once she's gone.
She's a coward and a bully. Once her nature's revealed, my father won't let her back into Kozenset. We'll need to return whatever she took to the harpies on the balcony. Head inside and find it. I'll try to convince them we're all friends.
I mean, one of them did give me a really...
Your hands off me! Your pitiful town won't survive without our protection.
We can do without you. Go, and never return.
I could just cut her off her head.
And we'll run out anyone else who tries to bully us, too. May the sands take your accursed town!
If we see you again, we'll throw you to the harpies. The harpies' matriarch. Is this the reason they started attacking in the first place? Take that. Her body to the upper balcony. Guess that's what all those harpies are up there waiting for.
I don't want to know what they were doing with the bird lady. I know what the rest of you will be doing with bird ladies. Don't lie.
I don't know if the Harpies will ever be able to trust us. Maybe this is the first step. What do you think? Who knows how long those fiends kept the Harpies agitated, just to take advantage of this town. If I hadn't returned when I did and gotten your help, they'd continue to terrorize my people and these Harpies.
What shall I do with the matriarch's body?
Give her to me. I still need to return their eggs, so I'll take her as well. Being a trader taught me how to get along with people, no matter what their form. I'll make a good magistrate myself someday, don't you think?
At the end of this, you know, like them flying away. Hey, chickadee. Oh, there's a bunch of little chickadees over here. They're weird. So I was reading something, I was watching something the other day in history of the Elder Scrolls games. Apparently, Elder Scrolls 1 was prior to game ratings. Elder Scrolls 2 was out when a certain game started getting everybody's games ratings. When Elder Scrolls 2 was looked at, there's like, had to tick off certain things. Is it violent? Yes. Is it blood? Yes. Is there nudity? Yes. Can you create a criminal act? Yes. I don't know if it got an AO rating or an M rating, but it got a pretty good rating. Pretty bad good rating. Don't think I got anything important. That shirt. Yeah, help me. I don't wear shirts. Okay, so I want to take this to the right. The delve here, that don't matter to me. This is the place I was at. I needed to finish that one. Person in their Daedra. Stick to the road. Oh, fuck, where's the road? He's trying over here. Let's go do that. Need to finish this one. There's a lot of us up here. Yes. Gold. Sellable item. Up recovery. Sorry. Oh no, don't do that. Our Khajiit. This is our Khajiit. A cinch Khajiit like thing. Type of Khajiit, I believe. Little shitty Khajiit, but it's not so little or so shitty.
We'll take out the sentry on Western Parapet first, then we'll charge the main gate. Now here's one who I know is loyal to the king. It's good to see you again, my friend. You're going to find this hard to believe, but the damned Imperials are here. They've seized control of the city. For the moment, at least.
The Empire? Okay, so as far as I know, the Empire is one of the factions not involved in the main war. They've kind of been torn apart by this war, and their cities laid to waste by the Daedric and war going on. I guess there must be some Central Imperial thing going on, because what's his name's daughter is acting in place of everybody else, Thorn's daughter. But she's controlled by a Worm King dude, who I think had locked away in this game. So, I don't know who's controlling her now. Why have the Imperials attacked here?
They're in league with the damned Withered Hand. As if we didn't have enough necromancers to deal with already. No matter what, we can't allow the Imperials to get a foothold here. We're going to take the city back and kill them. All of them.
Sounds like you have everything under control.
I'm glad I have one of us fooled. The Imperial curs actually have one up on us. They're holding hostages, and the king doesn't want their blood on his hands. I need someone, an official, to go in and free the hostages. What do you say?
I can free the hostages.
Your loyalty to the crown will be rewarded, my friend. You have my word. I can even make this easier for you. Wear this Imperial armor, and you should be able to walk around the city unnoticed. Here you go.
This is the one that makes sense, because Imperials can be any race.
Unnoticed while you're freeing the hostages. Be wary, though. Some of the Imperials may not be so easily fooled.
Then they have an angry, hungry werewolf to deal with. How do I find the sausages?
There are 4. Lord Zagari, Magistrate Govan, Shamon al-Sentinel, and Lady Moyaltha. I'll mark your map where they're being held. The fleet-bitten Imperials have blocked many of the ground-level doors, so I suggest taking the bridges.
What if they kill the hostages?
I don't think they will. The Imperials think strategically. They took the hostages to protect themselves, and they don't want to give that up. If they do kill them, well then, that just means we can go ahead and attack.
When did the Imperials become allied with the Hand?
Don't know exactly. Our spies in Cyrodiil knew nothing about it. I suspect they've been in league all along, though. Probably some necromancer treaty they all signed in blood or something. Either way, my blade doesn't discriminate.
Are Imperials the greater threat now?
Generally speaking, I'm sure they are. But I'm more concerned about the Withered Hand. Those evil bastards won't rest until they've killed every last one of us. We can't fight the Imperials if we're all dead.
How are things in Citadel?
They've gone from bad to worse. The Horajad can't even go out in public without getting heckled. Crazy as it sounds. The damn crowns have people believing that if the king steps down, the Withered Hand problem will just go away.
We've recovered 2 of the outside wards.
I heard. Prince Azaz singing your praises all across the desert. The prince might be headed here soon. I hope so. And I hope the 2 of you can find that last Anse ward.
Oh. Hello, pretty red guard in your pretty dress. And hello, other red guard, I think. Everybody's a red guard, nobody's an orc. You know, I have not seen many orc players. Nobody likes the chunky orc women, but they're chunky orc women. Oh, shit. Hold on, let me get dressed. Oh, I have a main hand thingy? Oh. What the heck is appearance? It's an Imperial Legionnaire outfit. Now look, I have a long in Rome, and the good news is this is the one that makes sense because again, the Empire is made up of all races, and I'm sure there's a lot of the orcs still working with them. The Empire and the orcs had it well together. Okay, they said don't go down there, go up here. Let's see the eyes. The eyes weren't marked for me when I was playing earlier. I still aren't marked. Just a chunky Imperial orc led the lady through. Soldier. Another player it is. My cousin Shiri, somewhere that we will be visiting today. To hear from her for after so many years was quite a surprise. She's looking for some of Father's old books, which worries me. Shiri was always such a sweet little girl, and I pray for that she is nothing like the rest of her immediate family. Her father was a monster, so much that my mother changed her name and moved to Satakalam to distance herself from Sotora's infamous name. Shiri's brothers, Uafa and Allison, seemed to have inherited their parents' twisted minds, but Shiri was so innocent. Shit. I pray to Zet she has simply avoided magic. Lest she give in to the strange allure that's drawn to the rest of her family to practice the dark arts. Despite my concerns, I look forward to seeing her. Shiri, are you practicing the dark arts?
What happened here? This is terrible. Did the Imperials do this? I hope Shiri was not here. Did you find any evidence that she visited?
Shiri's the sister Ufa and Alasan.
The leaders of the Withered Hand? But that would mean Shiri is one of them too? A necromancer? You think... Tears of Set with that text, and we have no idea where she is. This is unthinkable. Shiri came to me only a few months ago, but she seemed so dedicated. Of course she was. She was studying the Ansei wards. How could I not have seen this? I hope we find her before she does something terrible.
What do you think Shiri is planning?
I just don't know. Her brothers are dead, and we have recovered 2 of the Ansei wards. Does she have the 3rd? Is the Withered Hand now under her command? Was it all along? There are so many questions. I will need time. Time we don't have.
Any guess where she might have gone?
I'm not sure. Perhaps the Motalian necropolis? Her father's remains are there. Yes, that may be where Shiri has gone.
Are we dealing with another friggin' Lich? He's been dead too long to be a Lich. How do I get there?
It is just on the other side of Satakalam.
Also, Liches have to make themselves.
Driven out of the city, getting into the
well, I don't know. I guess what's his name wasn't made by himself. How did you get past the Imperials?
It was not easy. I had to sneak by the Imperials, but I was worried about the book Shiri was carrying. I was worried the Withered Hand would get their hands on it. Unfortunately, though, it seems they already had it.
This is an eye. Another eye. Hostage number 1.
Whatever it is you people seek to accomplish, your efforts will be to no avail. Wait, you're no Imperial. Are you with King Faharajad's army?
Yes, Colonel, don't hit me.
Alas, I never dreamt I would say it, but I swear eternal loyalty to King Faharajad. We must cease this crown against forebear business. We must be united against the Imperials.
Go on then, head south of the city. Huh. Because the Imperials are uniting them then. Dumbasses. Oh, let's go up here and see if there's anything we can go around in.
I cannot complain, but that does not seem to stop me.
I never tell the truth to those unworthy of it.
Huh. What?
By the gods, I swear that you infidels will all die. You will find that Red Guards are not merciful. Hold on. You're no Imperial. Does this mean we're going to take the city back?
General Thoda and his troops are preparing to attack.
Ah, Thoda. I know him well. That's very encouraging. I've been listening to their strategies. I can give the General some good insights into how to plan the attack.
Get going then. If you're wondering why I am talking like that, it's because, you know, small bit of voice acting. Just for the hell of it. Just for your entertainment. And I'm an orc, so we sound angry. What do you want? Did you see an eye just disappear over here? I call them the eyes because you still have the eyes above them.
You filthy dog. You can hurt me if you wish, but I swear you will pay for attacking our city. To Waka's breath, you are not one of them. Did the king send his army then? These Imperials could launch a full invasion if they are not stopped.
The king's army prepares to attack even now.
Then we must move with haste. The Imperials are using a secret passage to enter the city. If we can collapse the passage, we can stop them from sending reinforcements.
Excuse my burps. I had a beer. Two beer. Where is this passage?
There are old smuggling tunnels that run beneath the mountains from Bankorai to Sata Kalam. I believe the entrance to one of these tunnels lies beneath Magnifico Korshad's manor. I believe he betrayed us to the Imperials.
What makes you suspect Magnifico Korshad?
Everyone else was killed or kept hostage, but I saw Magnifico Korshad walking freely among the Imperials. You should search his manor at the northeast edge of the city. That may put the Imperials on alert, though, so free all the hostages first.
I'll search that manor. You should get out of town. Okay, I'm looking. Kind of funny how the Empire rules here. There's an absolute villainous feeble. This is a house.
You dirty pig. Whatever you do to me, I will be avenged. You people were fools to even set foot upon Alakir's sands. Wait, you're not an Imperial, are you?
No, but keep talking dirty to me while you're tied up. I'm here to rescue you.
Good. I don't think I could have tolerated another day up here. I'm afraid of heights, you know. I trust the other hostages are being freed as well.
They are. Go down. Don't know where I'm going. Right on. Sarah, why did you pick a fight with an Imperial sentry? Huh. That's interesting to know. My bear could kill him without breaking my cover.
This person is our enemy. Quickly, kill the intruder.
Not me. It's not me. That or those two had no interest.
Whoever you are, I rejoice that you have come to my rescue. The Imperials have kept me locked in here. I deemed it likely that they would seize control of all Alakir, and there would be nowhere to flee to.
Don't lie. You helped the Imperials, didn't you?
Yes, it's true, but only because resisting would have been to no avail. They sought to use my manor as their command center. They would have slain me if I had not complied.
Show me where the Imperials are coming
in. I do not have any insight on this. I have been contained here in the manor the whole time. I did not even witness the Imperials marching into the city.
Are you lying to me?
Yes, but please don't hurt me. I did. I permitted the Imperials to use the smuggling tunnel beneath the manor, but I regret it now. There's a hatch below. Take the key. Do whatever you wish.
How can I stop them from coming through the tunnel?
There are barrels of kindle pitch down in the tunnel. If you place them near the supports and ignite them, that should collapse the tunnel. I am very sorry for what I have done. Perhaps you could permit me to leave?
I'm an assassin. You can go, but don't ever come back. I don't need that no more. Why did it change me to that shit? What is this word around me? This is... Can I carry more than one barrel pamphlets? I think I'm fucking work. I'm going to be carrying 8 barrels while fighting people. This is interesting. Falls over. Carrying a bunch of barrels on the back. Jumping around the room and fighting Imperials. I did not mean to do that. Hi, Teacher Browns. What you doing? Teacher Browns. You're probably gonna be nice to your sister, you butt. Money, money, money. Kindle pitch doesn't explode. It's just Kindles. I have no idea. Looks like the town's been retaken while I was in there burning shit down.
I am told the threat to Tava's blessing has subsided thanks to you. It is an honor to meet you.
Yeah.
Good work. Hostages came out and we attacked. Cut right through the bastards and scoured the city. Just a handful of Imperials holding out now. They still haven't figured out how they got here, though. I'm worried reinforcements may be on the way.
No need to worry. I collapsed the tunnel they were coming through.
It was a tunnel. Does that mean they were coming from Bankarai? I guess that's a concern for another time. I'm damn glad you collapsed the tunnel, though. I guess that's a good day's work for all of us. There's more to be done, though. Always is, isn't there? Prince Azaz's here. He says they've tracked down the 3rd Anseh Ward, and he wants you to join him as soon as possible at the Metalian Necropolis.
What's the Metalian Necropolis?
It's a dark place. The largest necropolis in all Alakir. It's just west of Satakalam. If the Withered Hand's there, I know the Prince needs help. I'll send troops as soon as we're done in the city, but I suggest you join him now if you can.
I'll go to the Metalian Necropolis right away. This is stamina, health, stamina, honestly. Anything else? Shoulders. Does my stamina go up, or is my... Magic and health recovery gets hurt a little. Stamina recovery gets hurt a bunch. It is not quite 1,000 above it. 600. What I lose is not a bunch, so... Yeah, I don't like that it takes down the stamina recovery, though. I'll go ahead and do it. I'll also need a place to... Collections. Suits. Well, I was dumb yesterday. This city offers Jack. Something to about. I'm curious. Oh, who killed the horses? That's not nice. And the sheep. What's the point of killing the sheep? Okay, slightly understand killing horses, they can't get away. The goat. Oh, it's a house. Actual house. They are smart, I swear. Weird sea lizard dog thing. It's better to you. This way. I was going the right way. Oh, what, like the church? This is a side quest for a secondary mission. We will eventually do secondary missions if I keep playing like this when I get to DLC content past the main content.
Oh, Rutka, who set the stars in the sky, why? Why have you deserted me? Believe it or not, this is the High Temple, Sata Kalam. Everyone agreed it was the most beautiful temple in all Alakir, before the Imperials came. But they have defiled our sacred space. I do not know how we can restore its former glory.
Why did they defile the temple?
Because they are worshippers of Molag Bal. They spit on our faith. They spit on our culture. They spit on our gods. Not only did they kill the other priests, but they ransacked the building, taking everything of value and destroying the rest.
Is there any way I can help?
I don't know. Perhaps. All these other things can be replaced, but they took the temple's relics, sacred ornaments that date back to the time of the Regatta. If you could retrieve these relics,
that was the name of their ancestors.
If you can restore our relics, perhaps my faith will return, and we can restore the temple. There are 3 relics missing. They represent body, mind, and spirit. The Sword of Shabnam, Majil's Scroll, and the Lamp of the Sarakalam.
Where do I find the relics?
Sadly, I do not know. The Imperials have stolen them and taken them I know not where. Perhaps we must trust in the gods. If it is their will that the temple be restored, they will guide your steps.
Hey, wait a minute. This guy sounds like Tuvok. Like, his voice sounds strangely close to Star Trek's Tuvok. I wonder if he is. I listened to him speak. And Tuvok's one of my favorite Star Trek characters, other than Data and Geordi, and Spock. And he sounds a lot like Tuvok. What makes these relics so important?
They are the sacred tokens of this temple. All temples have relics to honor the gods, but these are specific to us. They were dedicated centuries ago when the temple was built. They represent the aspects of the Red Guard in mind, body, and spirit.
He sounds almost exactly like him. If it's not him, it is a spitting voice copycat or twin or something. All the priests are killed except for you.
I would gladly trade places with any of them. And I tried. I begged the Imperials to take my life. But they left me. They wanted me to stay here and suffer with the knowledge of my useless faith.
Interesting. Okay, so journal, quest, that's cool. Yeah, they've added some extra, like, looks into, like, traveling and whatnot. That's one of the new emote, like, things for, teleportation, instead of just the divinity. Told to come in here. Because it's not where I need to be. I'm confused as shit. I'm really damn confused where I'm supposed to be going. The game's equally as confused.
Have you come to free me?
No. But I kill you all when you stand. So my plan is to play through as much of this as I can, get to the end, then we'll move on to Elder Scrolls Oblivion, which is a few hundred years of this, but the next game I can play in the series. Then we'll move on to Elder Scrolls Skyrim. By the time we get over to Skyrim, by the time we get to in Skyrim, where the fuck am I supposed to be going here? I don't understand. I do not understand where I'm supposed to be going. Somebody help me. Where's the third relic? Ah, here. Got the damn scroll. That hurt.
You return. I cannot believe. Do you have the relics?
Yeah, they were just kind of lying around.
I did not believe. I prayed and prayed, but felt nothing. I was convinced the gods.
Welcome to being an atheist. Gods didn't do shit. I know.
Are their sign to me?
No, I'm just an orc.
You must act with
Worship a Daedra.
Replace the relics on their respective altars.
Alright, I'll put the shit back on the shelves. Gross.
I believe I can sense the gods returning already. I lost my faith, but you have restored it.
No, no. Don't worship gods on my behalf.
No, you have done enough. More than enough. You have restored the temple's treasures. These relics were all that was here when the temple was built, and they are all that is needed for it to be rebuilt.
Yeah, you're giving me something. not doing anything with the restoration staff, but I'll sell the shit out of it. Indeed, the necropolis. Or I hope there's necromancy and not necrophilia. One is creepy and one is just bad. I hit the wrong button.
You're here? Thank the gods. We need you. The third Ansei ward is here. That girl, Shiri, the scholar's apprentice. She is a necromancer, and she has come to the necropolis. We have to stop her.
So she's a full-on necro.
Raising the dead. The consecrated dead. The very dangerous consecrated dead. The most evil people who ever walked the sands of the Alikir are entombed in the Metalian necropolis.
Oh.
Prince Azah and I came to stop them, but we were overpowered.
Where is Prince Azah now?
I fear he is either dead or taken captive. We were attacked by so many, so fast. I tried to find him, but to no avail. I came back to catch my breath. With you here, though, I am willing to try again.
Yes, let's go find Prince
We
Azah.
must hurry to find the prince. That girl, Shiri. She is not who we thought she was. She is heartless. Given the chance, I have no doubt she will kill the prince and raise him as her undead thrall. We must not allow that to happen.
Was anyone else with Prince Azah?
Thronekeeper Farvad and several of the prince's guards came here with us, but most of them were killed when we were attacked. It happened so fast. We should have been more prepared.
How did Thronekeeper Farvar get here?
He came on his own. He said someone warned him about Shiri and that he was directed to come to Metalian Necropolis. Of course, he also said Tuaka was speaking to him, so I am not sure how much to believe.
How did you learn about Shiri?
We were cleaning up at Tava's blessing, putting down the risen dead that remained, but the prince learned that the withered hand had been seen here. When we entered the necropolis, they attacked immediately, and Shiri was leading them.
So she's a necromancer.
Yes. Prince Azah said she was the sister to Uwafa and Alasan. He remembered her from when she was a little child. I was just shocked to see her cursing us and casting her dark magics. She is the most evil person I have ever seen.
Why did Shiri come here?
To raise an army, we assumed. Thronekeeper Farvad suspected something else, though. He would not say exactly, but he seemed very concerned. Perhaps the prince understood what he was nervous about. Regardless, we need to find him quickly.
Okay, enough talking. Let's go. Oh, I thought we were going inside a place. Huh. Coming. We have a bowcaster with us.
Move to flank!
Oh shit. There's a fucking feast out here, I swear. Be werewolf forever, I keep doing this. Unless I get into one of these areas that immediately change me back into human.
Tava, damn me for a fool. I can't believe I let you find me like this again. Once was humiliating enough. There's no time for recriminations, though. The Withered Hand has stolen back the Ansei wards we recovered. They have all three again.
How did this happen?
You gave Ansei Maja's ward into my care, and so I carried it with me for safekeeping. Thronekeeper Farvad was here too, with Ansei Radan's ward. I think Shiri planned it this way. She lured us here to get the wards back.
What makes you think Shiri planned all of this?
It is obvious to any with eyes to see. She fooled us all. Apprenticing with Scholar Zolre to learn about the Ansei wards. Coming with us to Tava's blessing. She is wicked, just like her father. She is the sibling we were warned about.
How do we stop
I do not know, and I have no idea as to what she has planned. If we get the Ansei wards back, that should at least slow her down. Shiri took Ansei Maja's ward into the next chamber, where she performed some kind of ritual. I heard it from here.
Is she still alive?
No. After she finished her ritual, she departed. I think she left the ward behind, though. Please, go in there and get it. Then find Thronekeeper Farvad and the ward he was carrying. I shall follow after. If you would untie me first. That is.
I'll untie you to be on my way.
Thanks to my sister, I have restored, and now I will have my vengeance.
My dog sounds like he's got a freaking cold or some shit. I like that we can eat zombies. Oh, huh? Okay, let's go. He's downstairs? Oh. He's across the bridge. I'm not entirely sure. I love running as a wolf. With a sexy wolf behind working. I thought my howl was supposed to terrify people. Shield. We don't shield. We don't do shields around here. Into the temple. I think when my howl's broken, I'm almost positive my house was to drive fear into these people. Yeah.
What have I done? What have I done? I have struck down one of our ancestors. I have betrayed my vows, my people, my God. Tuwaka, how could you allow me to do this?
Don't creeper Fafford, are you alright?
No. No, I am not alright. Not alright at all. I have failed Tuwaka. First, I lost Anse Radan's ward, and then to get it back, I was forced to strike down the honored dead. Now the ward is corrupted, and so am I.
Surely Tuwaka can forgive you somehow.
Well, perhaps. Tuwaka says now that you are here, there is a way. I must cleanse the ward. But I will need you to protect me while I do. Would you do that for me, my friend?
Of course, what would I protect you from?
The dead?
Well, it's hard to do that voice.
Witch Shiri has set them
Trying to do like a
against us.
werewolf voice.
They will try to stop me from cleansing the ward. But if you will defend me, I can cleanse it. If you are ready. Tuwaka says we should do this as soon as we can.
Sure, let's eat some more beef jerky. In the next room it is. Okay, where's the undead?
I will cleanse the blade. You keep them off of me. Waka says to keep it up. You are doing a good job. Yes, we are close now. That's it. Just a bit more. There. It is done. Come, quickly now. We must stop this woman, Shiri. Meet me at the central tomb.
Back outside. Ow, my eyes. That was a bright picture.
Now, kill!
This way.
Circle around!
Advance!
Move! Now!
Summon the shit. Okay, that'll work.
From the sides!
Oh, that's it. Okay.
I am glad you caught up. I am glad you came to the necropolis in the first place. Tuwaka says, you are the one who must stop Shiri from doing this dark deed.
What dark deed is Shiri planning?
She is planning to resurrect her father, the necromancer Satura. I was much younger when this man tried to turn the Alakir into a kingdom of undeath. But I will never forget the horror, the terror. Oh, we cannot allow Satura to return.
What makes him so dangerous?
He was the most powerful necromancer to ever walk these sands. Worse than his children, I suspect. Tuwaka warns me. Satura will be unstoppable if he is returned from the dead. He will be a great lich, or something even more terrible.
How do we stop Shiri then?
We will kill her and retrieve the last Anse ward. Shiri has sealed the tomb, though. Tuwaka says 2 of us will have to channel the wards we have to open the door. The other one can go in and join you in the fight. You must choose who will come.
You know where I stand. We have sliced through the enemy's ranks to get this far, and my blades are still at your disposal.
She's a good thing because I'm up close.
Fighting, but I have trained since birth for this kind of thing.
You think you're well suited for this fight?
As well suited as I have been for the others. I am trained to fight necromancers and undead. My blades already know the soft spots in their makeup. If you can distract her, I will cut that wench Shiri's throat before she can finish her incantation.
I'll probably rip her throat out, but let's do this.
Excellent. We shall put down Shiri as my father put down Satura before.
Tuwaka demands justice be done.
This
wall will not stand before the power of an Anse ward.
It is done. Lead on.
Where? Looks like I'm facing her as an orc and not a wolf of the were. Okay, since I have some time. Gosh darn it. Oh, Hedgehog Max sucks. Yeah, that's not very good either. Damn. Oh, I already have a Dwarven helmet on, so whatever. Doesn't really do much there, honestly.
For killing my brother. This is for Uwapa! This is for Alasan! My father will soon be raised. There is nothing you can do. This is for all my father.
Fuck.
My father will avenge me.
Got jump scared by my kid.
All.
I live again. You die.
What? One glitch after another? God, this actual boss. Okay, he's not too hard, but he's harder than the rest.
It is done. Alakir is safe again. Come, hero. Gather my ward. To all things, there is a beginning and an end. Remember this.
What do we do now?
The Anse wards must be returned to Sentinel for safekeeping. Then we can return to our vigil. Then we can again protect the Alakir.
I will return the wards to Sentinel then.
You will. Come out of the crypt. I will help you and your friends return to Sentinel quickly.
That is a big-ass sword, by the way. She carried this sword? I also want to take this guy and all those little worms.
Our power, the power of the Anse wards, was compromised, and the Alakir Desert was in grave danger. But you stepped in.
So all three necromancers are dead, and we killed the
Alakir
Lich.
Desert is again safe from the risen
Who's
dead.
another necromancer? Which makes sense, they usually are.
The Anse wards must be returned to Sentinel for safekeeping. Then we can return to our vigil. Then we can again
Please
protect the
hello to your
Alakir.
other cat.
You will. Come out of the
I'll be
crypt.
off in a minute.
I will help you and your
I'll be
friends
finished
return to
mission.
Sentinel quickly.
Sure. Where am I supposed to go? Just leave? Okay. Okay, guys, we're gonna finish up this mission and call it an evening. You can own one of each firstable home in What would be the point of owning more than
Open
one?
a portal to Sentinel. You three may enter, but I must speak with your friend.
Oh, she wants to talk to me first, okay.
Honor and faith are due all, but you who have come from afar, your contribution is matched in measure only by the length of your journey. Thank you.
You are welcome. Anze Halayla.
Through you, the Anse wards have been recovered, and so it will be through you they are restored. You have accomplished a heroic feat today, but there is more to be done.
What would you have me do?
Return the Anse wards to their rightful place, the Impervious Vault. The vault is stronger. It will protect the ward so that we can again protect the Alakir. I have opened this portal to the vault. You may use it if you wish.
I will return to the Impervious Vaults. So remember the vaults were where we first started, and then attempted to protect the Anse wards, then they were drilled into by the necromancers, and they got...
We're getting reports in from all over the desert. Withered hands crumbling fast. We did it, my friend. We did it.
Yeah, you have an Imperial issue now, though, apparently. Even though they were in the war.
One cannot be a great ruler without first being an impeccable judge of character. You walked into my palace a stranger, but I trusted you immediately. You have proven that my faith was well placed.
It has been an honor, Your Majesty.
Come, though. This is an historic day. We have strengthened the seals on the Impervious Vault. Your friends and many others have gathered to witness the return of the Anse wards to their rightful place. Take them. The honor is yours.
I will restore the wards. I feel like with this, we've finished the beginning area of both the Dominion and the Covenant. We destroyed the Necromancers here. In the Covenant, we stopped the Veiled Heritance. But to get around to the mage later on, figure out where we are at in that one. Once we catch up on episodes. There's a lot of people.
Tuwaka says this is good. He says all is as it should be, and you have done well. I agree with Tuwaka. I have enjoyed walking the sands with you.
Look at you. First you drive the risen dead from the Sentinel docks, and then you drive them from all of Alakir. I must confess, I am impressed.
I'm an orc. If there's one thing orcs can do is slaughter thousands of dead and undead. And living people.
When I think back to how this all started, when the Withered Hand had captured me and was holding me beneath the city, I can't believe how far we've come. It wasn't easy, but we defeated the Withered Hand. We're heroes now.
Completely had forgotten about that.
To know that young girl masquerading as a scholar's apprentice was actually one of the most dangerous necromancers in the Alakir Desert, I still cannot understand it.
I can't believe the king's being so overcautious. I asked to borrow one of the Ansai wards for a few days to study it, and he flatly refused. I'm still glad you got them back, of course. We make a pretty good team, I think.
I still feel like such a fool to have shared my knowledge with that evil girl. And the whole time, I am very grateful that she is no longer a threat. If things had not turned out this way, I don't know if I could have forgiven myself.
My father would be very proud of us, I think. You have ensured that the honor of the Ashaba will abide. I am grateful that I can count on you as one of our tribe.
The honor was all mine, Talia.
You were as generous and kind as you are brave, sister. I hope we walk the sands together again someday. Until then, remember, true honor need not be named.
Where you go, little cat? No one else over here? Is that everybody I should talk to? I can't speak to Charlottova. I can't speak to the Heem. Oh, it's a statue.
The wards are restored, and so are we. We can again maintain vigil over the living and the dead, and ensure that both adhere to the divine laws of Tuwaka. Your role in this has not gone unnoticed, young one.
Is it finished?
For us, it is never finished. But for you, your road leads elsewhere. You have done for Alakir far more than many others would have. You have fought bravely, sacrificed honorably. You have acted as an Anse would have.
Where do I go now?
Your path is your own, but be assured, Tuwaka has blessed you. And wherever you go, the gods will be with you. Remain steadfast, mortal, and may you come safely to your journey's end.
Thank you, Ensai Helena.
Today is a good day, my friends. Our sacred guardians are restored. Woo! Yes! The specter of undeath threatened our kingdom, our lives. The sands of the Alakir howled with the outrage of our honored ancestors. Now, though, the spawn of Satura are dead, and they will remain that way. The Withered Hand is scattered. Many of you already know this, but all this was accomplished only because of this one who stands here before you. The spirit of Divad raises his blade and salute. Someday, this hero's song will be sung in the chants of praise. All hail our great protector. All hail the hero of the Alakir.
Trying to talk on to the
In
jumping.
addition to the public praise, I
Kills
must add my
issue
own
from
private words of
Portal.
appreciation, Wayfarer. You not only saved the kingdom, you also saved its king. My reign would have been buried in the sands had you not intervened. Thank you.
You're welcome, Your Majesty.
In honor of your selfless dedication, your unwavering courage, and the incredible service you have done the kingdom, I have a gift. This was one of Sentinel's greatest treasures. Now it is yours. I know you will use it well.
I'm sure we'll kill plenty of people with it. Or sell it.
Appreciative to ask more of you. But I would be neglecting my duty to the Daggerfall Covenant if I did not inform you of the tragedy at Bangarai. Any hope of peace there seems to have dried up in the wake of recent events.
Imperials, what happened in Bangarai?
King Eamond is dead, killed by the Reachmen.
Reachmen?
They have long sought to reclaim northern Bangarai, and the war in Cyrodiil has given them the perfect opportunity. I am told the Reachmen march on Evermore even now. The city is in grave danger.
The Reachmen are humans that sort of come from the Skyrim area, but they're not exactly Nords or Britons. I think they may claim themselves older than Nords. They were an issue in Skyrim, too. Like the actual video game Skyrim. These are the Covenant City troops.
Of course. But it'll take time. Time Evermore doesn't have. You could go now. They need someone like you to rally the city's defenses. After what you've accomplished here, I have no doubt you can make a difference. We'll
Yes, I'll
go,
go to
Wayfarer.
Yes, I'll go to Bangarai and see what I can do.
King Eamond had a stable boy who kept me informed. But I've heard nothing since the king's death. Not even word of who assumed the throne. His name is Ramza. Find him, and tell him I sent you to help. We cannot allow Bankarai to fall.
How do I get to Bankarai?
Most of the Buellsay River shipping has been commandeered for the war. So I suggest you take the bridge from Stormhaven. Or if you prefer, there is a more expedient way. Gabrielle can open a portal. You can be in Evermore within the hour.
Did King Emond have any heirs?
Indeed. A son and a daughter. Very young last I saw them. But his son would be his heir. Eamond's wife, Queen Argella, is cousin to King Emeric, so she is likely acting as regent. Whatever is necessary to keep Bankarai from falling.
King Emeric, send me aid.
If the situation in Bankarai is as dire as it sounds, I expect Emeric will send the Lion Guard. But they will have to muster and march from Wayrest, so it will take time. Still, if Evermore can hold out against the Reachmen, aid will eventually come.
Okay, so I can get her to portal me, or I can walk there. I think we'll walk there. But that will be the end of today's stream. What the heck is going on here? What was I? Anyway, that'll be the end of our stream here. Let's see if there's anything we need to equip before we take off. Stamina recovery down by 200, but that takes up my maximum stamina. Oh, that's supposed to be about magical recovery, though. No. I use magicka, so that's not important. What else do I have on me? There. I do get a new sword, though. Down on spell damage, down on weapon damage, up on maximum stamina. How bad is it down on weapon damage? Then how much is on regular damage? Same damage. Right there. By 100. I think we'll take it. Well, that does oblivion damage though. Okay, let's see if our other... Oh, that's much better than that. Oh wait, that's not the one right here. Yeah, it is. A great sort of backup for here. Big ass sword. That's pretty much it. Okay, we'll call it a night, guys. Thank y'all for showing up. I saw like a handful of y'all popping in and out the entire time. Thank y'all for showing up in YouTube later on and watching this. Peace out, guys. We'll be back on next time, either with our Dominion or this Covenant. We have one more episode to go before we're catching up with the number of episodes with our Mage.